Well, we had already been married for 6 years, and we had developed thought processes and patterns according to our finances, and these patterns weren't very healthy. We were not very wise spenders. We would come to the end of our month and really had nothing to show for it. We were living check to check overseas on the mission field, and we weren't very good givers. We hardly ever gave at all, other than our tithe. We didn't save much money on a monthly basis. We didn't contribute anything to retirement, and this was just our way of living, and kind of when you don't follow a plan, this is kind of what the result was. This came natural for us. We had very little debt, consumer debt. The only debt that we carried to the mission field with us was our student loans, and we had over $20,000 in student loans, and we made minimum payments on that and figured those were going to stay around forever. And so this was the status of our financial situation before we learned about Financial Peace University, and we learned about FPU through Summers Church in Louisiana.
Yeah, at that point we were really tired of our finances, just feeling like they were controlling us. And so when my church told us that they were offering the class, we said we would love that, but we're about to go overseas. And so they gifted us with the at-home version of the CDs and the book and the audio CDs and the book and the workbook. And somehow I convinced Bo to listen to those CDs with me, and he did, and immediately just the thought of taking control of our money resonated with us and connected with us. So, spending our money on paper before it was ever spent, and
following a monthly budget.
Yeah, following a monthly budget. I think that was the hardest part. Was the first few months were very hard. We had disagreements in our budget meetings. Having the budget meetings were hard, but we also learned to spend a lot more time praying about our finances and in our marriage and strengthen our marriage. And so once we finally got on a budget that worked for us, it just helped us in many different ways.
I had no idea who Dave Ramsey was, and I was a little skeptical at first. But as I listened to the CDs, it really made a lot of sense. It was common sense. And so the thing I liked about it is it helped us get on the same page, and it helped us to develop a plan. And once we had a plan, we were committed to each other and held each other accountable to following that plan. And once we did that, we began to make a lot of traction in our finances. We made a lot of traction in our student loans. And just under 3 years' time, we were able to pay off all of our student loans, and we were able to start giving. Whereas before we weren't able to give anything, and we were able to start saving. We started saving for retirement. We started saving for our kids' college funds. So a lot of things just began to fall into place once we remained committed to following the plan that revolves around the teachings of Financial Peace University. So it brought us on the same page, and it has greatly impacted our marriage. It just transformed our lives, and so. We would recommend this resource to anybody out there, for young couples, to seasoned married couples, just looking for a change in this new year. The class starts January 11th here at First Baptist Church. We're going to meet at 5:30 on Sunday nights, and you can find more information about the class on the church's website, First Baptist Church of Owensboro, and there's a link to Financial Peace University. You can sign up there. And so, yeah, we'd love to have you come, participate, learn, and hopefully have a life change.